Hey guys, first and foremost I want to apologize for the timeline of these videos. We have had our hands full working on the deck, ball practice, tennis matches, the weather, and trying to get everything in. So I just posted the last garden update this past Saturday, and this is why I'm apologizing. That was about 2 weeks ago. So if you just watched it or you haven't watched it, go back, watch it, and then come right back here, because we're going to do like a 2-week skip ahead on these videos, and I have got a lot to show you because I've had to do a lot without videoing it, just to be able to get it all done between everything we've got going on, as I'm sure you do too. Doing all the gardening and the spring projects and the, all the activities that the kids are in and everything. So let's go look at the garden real quick, and I'm going to show you a skip ahead of 2 weeks and try to get you caught up. Let's go. So here's our 2 side beds. This is the cauliflower, which you just saw was only a couple inches big in my last video. They are big and beautiful now. They're probably starting to make the little heads down in there. Looking real good. Now this over here is what I want to show you as well. You see my cabbages making their little heads down in there. Little bitty balls forming. There's my dinosaur kale. And my onions are doing super. Now I planted my onions in between my cabbages and broccoli sprouts and stuff because it helps deter some of the cabbage pests. And then here is 7 broccoli, which are doing good. I had some that were a little slower to start growing. Don't really know if they're going to make, but I've got at least 3 that's doing super. And then here is our Brussels sprouts. Those are looking real good. The little one right there is having a little trouble, but that's okay. He can be a late bloomer. I'll let him be. And I'll show you also, if you look under here, we've got little Brussels sprouts forming. Brussels sprouts grow in the armpits of the plants down there. So I was excited to see that. So in the meantime, of everything that's been going on, this is what I've had growing in the house that I just brought out yesterday to start getting some real sunlight instead of just the grow lights. And the sun can help warm the dirt up too and get everything sprouting and growing. So let's check out what's down here. If you've been watching our deck updates, I am redoing the deck to put in more beds. And I have got a bunch of herbs planted that I'm going to be filling those up with. So we've got mullein and milkweed, and there's my calendula that I make my salve with, agastache, which I've barely got one coming up right there, so I'm going to watch it. If you have any ideas on how to get it to come up a little bit better, let me know down below. I've got pink dandelion because that's the only one they had in stock at the moment when I ordered them. And then Ella Campaign, and none of it has come up, so if you have any information on that, let me know below. Some of the other herbs I have, basil, and then the dark opal basil, rosemary, which I have one coming up here, and I do know that it's a little harder to get started, which is okay because I have another plant over in Emma's bed. And then we've got dill and sage and horehound, which I've got one there, and that's okay. As long as I get one, I'm happy because I've never done it before. I've got feverfew, lemon bee balm, dwarf marigolds, black-eyed Susans, lavender, which I didn't expect it to come up. That's why I bought that one right there. And then I've got regular marigolds, and these are seeds that I saved from last year's plants. And if I did grow any from last year, then I went ahead and saved those seeds as well. Alright, so here are my tomatoes. I've got Early Treat, which is supposed to be a 50-day variety, yellow pear, large red cherry. Sorry, couldn't read it. And then for my dad, I started super sauces. And then I've got a steak, a beef steak, and a beef lying around trying to get me. And Big Mamas and Romas. And then here I started nasturtiums, echinacea, which none have come up. So let me know about that one if you have grown that one. And I may just have to bed sow it. I was just trying to get it a head start because I don't have my beds ready yet. And then I've got yellow tooth eggplant, which I've got one coming up, which is fine with me. I may have another one right there. I think I've got another one right there, guys. And then here I've got the bleeding heart love amaranth, I believe is what it is. These get really tall and hang down those real pretty red flower looking things. And then for my dad, I started tam peppers and hot cayenne peppers. Here I have, and don't judge my eggplants because it's windy out here and they've been beat to death. Black Beauty eggplants. I've got 4 of those. And then these right here are a new variety. I've got 5 of those, and my dad has each one of these at his house. This is a white eggplant. This is a Black Beauty eggplant. All right, continue on around the bed. I've got lemon balm, regular bee balm, yarrow, which I think I planted plenty, catnip. I believe this is white borage because they were out of blue borage. And then I have cumin coming up right there. Back here, and I probably shouldn't have planted these in here, which I didn't know. This is the pink royal alyssum. And over here is the white alyssum. So if you stick around long enough with me through the summer, I want to do a lot of different things this year. I want to build the beds in the back. Since we tore the deck out, I've got more room to build more beds. I want to do that in my medicinal herbs and flowers to kind of have like a little sitting cottage area. And also like my purple basil, some of the sage maybe. I am still looking for lemongrass. I'm waiting on that to come out. And then some of my smaller flowers, the big amaranth, all of those I'm planning on doing a edible landscaping out front. Now out front, I don't think I've ever showed you out front, but out front here we had a big holly bush here, and then we had some bushes right there, some of the box shrubs. We pulled all those out because we didn't like them, didn't want to have to care for them and stuff like that. We pulled all those out. Now we've got to go in. We tried to get most of the roots out with the landscaping company that we called to come and get them out. Any of the roots that they didn't break up, we're trying to get most of those out. Nothing has come back. Now we did this like 4 years ago, maybe even 5. Lord, I don't know. Time flies. And so they took all those out and they chewed up the roots. Nothing has come back. So everything is okay. I just need somewhere to plant. So we've got to get those beds ready, and I want to do a lot of edible landscaping and use my herbs and flowers to do so, because I can grow them from seed and I don't have to go out and buy the shrubs and the bushes and all that stuff. And it's usable and it's pretty. And a lot of them are perennials. So moving on to what else I have planted. So you see I've got all these lined up around the beds. And down here I have my peppers, which I named Jose, which will be jalapeno if y'all get that reference. Sweet crispy bell peppers, lilac peppers, the orange one that start with the E I can't pronounce, golden California, and then sweet red peppers, bell peppers. So I have jalapenos on the end and the rest of them are bell peppers. I want to use these, if I can't fit them all in the garden, to add some color with my flowers in my beds. Here are the only plants other than a couple of broccoli that I bought. This one is Thai basil, and I've never seen it before in our area. So I went ahead and got that. This one is pineapple sage because the weather, I believe, has knocked this one out back there in Emma's bed. Alright, this one is purple Cherokee, which we've never grown, or Cherokee purple, sorry, that we've never grown. I've never actually tried it. So we got a couple of those plants to try. And then we got some Golden Jubilee, which we had last year. Those are yellow ones. We got those last year and they never produced because we got them at the end of the season for $1 and it just did not get hot enough last year. We're going to try those again. Here, I couldn't find my seeds, so I went ahead and bought a couple. This is chamomile. This is going to be in my flower herb gardens. And then back here is some lemon box orange ones. That was Steven's pick of peppers last year. They're hybrids, so we couldn't save the seeds, or, you know, didn't want to save the seeds because it was hybrid. You never know what you're going to get. So we went ahead and got a couple of those plants. So all in all, I have probably done 95-ish% of my own seed starting. Let me tell you, I've never done that before. I have never started my own seeds for everything. I've always bought them, or my dad got them, or he planted them from seed. I just got them from him. So I've never actually started anything from seed myself. So I am just ecstatic this year that I have grown that much from seed, and it is doing so well. All of my cabbages and cauliflower, except for a couple of the broccoli, were all done by seed. Started my onions by seed. Did the dinosaur kale in the ground by seed. I mean, this is just the most exciting year I've ever had. And gardening gets addicting. If you don't garden, grow you something, or come get one of my plants. I've got plenty. I will share plants, and you will be getting addicted to gardening. Let me tell you, I have grown and grown and grown every year at this house, and we've been here 6 years. I've had gardens here for, I think, 3, maybe 4 years of that. This is my 4th year having a garden here, and let me tell you, I keep putting in more beds and more beds and more beds, but I have to stop myself because we will be selling this house. It is in the city, and not everybody gardens, so I've got to keep it to a minimum when we sell this house that somebody's going to want to buy it. Either they're going to love the gardens or they're going to hate them. So it's a give and take, but I've got to provide for my family. So let's move on. I'm going to show you what else we got, okay? Here we've got Emma's herb bed. We've got sweet mint that's come back, and we've got a little bit of green life on that sage right there. Rosemary. Spearmint, I believe. I got it from my mom. This is a bee balm. I don't know if it's regular or lemon. Let's go see if we can find the stick. I tried to leave the names of them in there because I did grow these last year. I bought them, and I thought I left the stick in there. I can't find it at the moment. But that's a bee balm. The pineapple sage is the stick right there. And then I just pulled up her lemongrass that also died. And then this right here, I believe, is the peppermint. And believe it or not, guys, I don't see any life on this peppermint whatsoever. I did see it start to come up over here in the ground, though. So it may be life in there. I'm just trying to watch it and see. If not, I'm not that worried about it. I can get more from my mom. Moving on. So my kitchen sink has been temporarily relocated because of all the demolition work. My thyme and my oregano. The oregano kind of got hurt a little bit in the winter snowstorm we had, but it's still there. It's just going to take a minute. And my thyme was purple, and it's finally starting to turn green again. So, ooh, I smell it, and I am ready. I don't know what that is. But I'm ready to cut this down because I'm out of time. I'm ready to get it cut back and let it grow. Over here to the big garden. Look at my carrots, you guys. If you just watched my video Saturday, look at them things. They are huge. And I actually pulled up about 4 today, just kind of thinning them out a little bit. And they're getting on up there. I don't know that they're going to make it to June to pull them up. They're gorgeous. All right, and one of my other updates, we did the planting out here of the rest of my cabbages right down through here. Remember, I planted them in a zigzag pattern. And then I had some onions left, so I come back and put onions in between them. And there's a couple down there that I had left over. Lettuce is big and beautiful. And then this is kohlrabi. It's hanging in there. And I've never grown it before, so it's something new. And then my broccolis are down there. And I believe those broccolis are the ones I bought. And you can see the leaves are turning purple. I believe that is a phosphorus deficiency. So I have come out here and fertilized them. And I'm waiting on the rain to come as well, because I did fertilize it and then water them. But I'm also waiting on the rain to come in. We hadn't had it in a few days. So I'm glad everything's drying up. But it doesn't help on getting everything watered in the raised bed. So I'll show you those next week. Make sure they get turned around. Here is my kale. And I told you in the last one I was going to pull it up, boil it, and preserve it. But it's still there. It's still there. And I have been trying to cut some of it down. And I pulled some up. But let me show you. I pulled it out of the ground. Set it to the side. And look. Not that one. This one over here. Look. This is laying on top of the ground. Here's the root ball. I come out here yesterday and cut all those off, or cut them down, because I wanted to eat them on a salad. So I just cut the little baby greens off here. But these are just roots just laying on the ground, and they're still producing. See, here's another one. Laying on top of the ground, still producing. So I may not be able to leave the roots in there. But I do need to come out here and harvest a bunch of kale. So if anybody around wants some kale, let me know. I've got plenty to share. Thing I've noticed over here, and I didn't think about it at the time. Whoop, I planted Brussels sprouts right here. See the Brussels sprouts? I planted those Brussels sprouts right there, and the carrots got so big that it's shading them out. So I've got to move them. I don't know where I'm going to move them, but I've got to move them so they can get more sun. I'll show you my mole plants. These are mole plants. If you want some, let me know. Helps to keep the moles down. And then over here is my chives. Now I showed you, I think in one video, we took the little flowers that it puts off and sprinkled them around. And I do have chives coming up from the ones I just sprinkled around. There's one right there. And I'm sure they're going to keep coming up. I think there's one down there. But I just sprinkled them all along this row right here for more chives. And if they don't come up, I may just move these to an herb bed and just make all this one big bed. But we still got the tarp down. This is where all my tomatoes are going to go, on this bed. So we'll be getting that set up pretty soon. Now behind me is the blackberries that we moved. Look at all the new growth. How pretty. Beautiful. And this is one of the limbs that I found from one of the other plants that laid down and rooted. I stuck it in the ground. Oh my gosh, look at there. Do y'all know what those are? Those are freaking strawberries. Do you know how many of those suckers I pulled up? It must have been in the roots when I pulled them. In the ball of dirt. Oh my God, I got strawberries over here. But hey, you know what? That may be a good idea. Put strawberries underneath your blackberries in pots to keep them contained. That's a good idea. I may just let them stay. And then here's one here. Growing good. Oh, and let me show you too. Okay, you see up here, that is all one blackberry bush. But as you notice, the leaves and stuff are big down here, and then as they go up, they get smaller. And then up here it looks dead. Don't cut it off, because nutrients are slowly going up the vine. And so you're going to have your limbs and stuff produced down here faster than you will up top. And you'll eventually have something up there, or along the top. See, that one's doing the same. Well, you probably can't see that one. It's doing the same thing. It's got little bitty leaves going up it, and it's slowly making the way to the top. This one I don't know so much if that's going to be the case, because I'm trying to get where y'all can see it. It's broke right here, and I was letting it just stay on there to see if it's going to put out, but I mean, you can see how much it's already put out here, and then it just stops, and the rest of it's pretty dead. I don't know that I see any life on it yet, but even if it does, if it is dead, it's not going to hurt it to stay. And then there's little roots that are coming up, and this may be my plant for next year. This little bad boy right here is overdoing it. This is also a limb I stuck in the ground, getting with it. I might get a couple of berries off of that one. These are weeds. This is weeds. That's a weed. I gotta put some more hay on this one. And it's got one little section here. There we go. But it has some leaves and stuff that it's putting out. It's so bright out here, I can't see what you're actually seeing. I'm sorry if it's blurry. I'm trying to get it focused. All right, well, there's the blackberries. Take you back here for a look. There you go. Got them all standing up there. All 6. It's windy. I'm sorry if it's windy. All right, you guys, now you're all caught up. Since I skipped forward about 2 weeks on you. Look at all this green stuff. It's so pretty. I do have to come out here and get that other low tunnel out, and some of the wood and center blocks. Just haven't had time because I have been literally out here moving stuff, throwing stuff in the ground, watering it, and moving on. So got to get out here and do a little maintenance. And over here, remember I had my Tammy tomatoes over there, the little cherry tomatoes that didn't really do squat. I had them over there in those barrels. I don't know that I'm actually going to need them this year, and we may do something different with this area. Right now it's a scrap pile for the deck because we had so much wood from the deck that we are reusing. And as of right now, we have only had to buy, let me go over here. Okay, get out of the wind here. We have only had to buy 2 2x4s, and the stair braces, the little zigzag things, we had to buy 5 of those to be able to complete the steps on the other side, which is coming up in a video shortly. And I believe everything else we are just going to recycle. We have put the banisters back on. We have used supports that we already had. I mean, this has really been a neat project to be able to redo our deck for little to almost zero cost, almost a free makeover. And then we're going to have so much wood left over, and I'm getting some tin from a family friend where he has an abundance of it. I'm getting some tin from him, and that's probably what I'm going to make my raised beds out of. So I mean, this is just, it's going fabulous as the cost of wood is going up, and we're trying to get all this done, make a new bed so I'll be able to grow more of our business, or our homesteading business, to be able to provide you guys with healthy things, such as teas and salves and herbs. Even if you want to buy herbs, that's fine with me too. Whatever I got, you can buy. And, you know, different foods and things to cook with, and it's all healthy, it's all homegrown, it's all naturally grown, and as close to organic as I can get it. Like I said, I don't grow organic, I grow organic. So I believe that is all today. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me, checking out the gardens and getting caught up on what's going on around here, except for the deck, because that's coming in a separate video. We have done so much, and I don't want to spoil the surprise. So come back and watch the deck demolition. I believe it's part 3. I have no clue because we just film it and edit it and throw it out there. I can't keep up with it, so we just rolling. But thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out with me today, and we will see you next time. Bye guys.